Okay.
3, 2, 1. We are going to talk about meditation today on our new podcast. Please join us.
Oh, we're so hilarious.
Hiya.
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 How's it going? How's it going, gals?
Awesome.
Good
day.
Very good.
Yep. And greetings to all our listeners. Thanks so much for listening. We love that you keep liking and commenting. And we know you're watching. So if you're looking at us, hit the like button. Hit the like. Make a comment.
Vanessa.
Yeah.
Do it.
Right.
Yeah. We
Do
want to hear
it.
from you. As
Please,
a matter of fact, I do
please.
have a good. I do have a good comment from a listener she was speaking about our Caring for a Dying Parent podcast a while back. And so I wanted to read that to you. She said, I watched your YouTube tonight about caring for a dying parent. Wow, your conversation made me cry. I, like Jana, lost both of my parents in 2 years. Lots of guilt, should haves. I'm so glad I did, all of that stuff. I liked hearing your personal story with your dad. She's talking to me. What a sweet memory to lay by his side. Your mom has told me how quiet and proud he was. Good job on Hiya. It was very meaningful.
Oh,
I thought that was really sweet. Thanks, Pam.
Very
Thanks,
sweet.
Pam. Thank you.
Pam is
That's
my mom's
beautiful.
favorite.
That. Oh,
I
that's
absolutely
so
love
nice.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
Perfect.
Anyway,
Love that.
okay, so shall we
Okay.
start with I am statements?
I am statements. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
I'll start. I am stronger than I realize.
Oh, very good.
It's a good one.
I am not taking life too seriously.
Good.
It's a good one. I like it. I am grateful for my friends.
You better be.
I am
You're so
really
sweet.
grateful. They paid me to say that.
So grateful.
But, you know.
By friends, you mean us or other people?
Yeah.
No, just
I
us.
mean, yeah, just my 2 friends. Just 2. That's all I got.
That's all you need, girl.
That's right.
Just me and Tish. Just me and Tish. That's all you need.
Well, no. You might need somebody else in my place every now and then because I'm not that reliable. But yeah, every now and then. You might need a third just to take in.
We did have that
All right.
discussion. So yeah, you're right.
Very good. So today we are talking about meditation. Yeah.
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 Yeah, we are talking about meditation.
Should we
I
start
like
off
that.
with
Maybe we should. Hummany,
Be a
hummany,
little
hummany,
centered.
hum.
Be a little centered in our. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. But I thought really quick, I really like listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza. So I looked up quickly some of his sort of taglines for meditation. And one of the things he talks about is the definition of meditation according to the Tibetan monks. And according to their translation, meditation literally means to become familiar with. And so Joe talks about how becoming conscious of our unconscious thoughts.
Nice.
And that really is the whole idea and practice of meditation according to Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
liked it.
Well, I actually looked up different types of meditation because I think when I first started thinking about meditation in general, I could not do it. I mean, I think I gave up so many times through my life because I was like, I just can't do it. But then when I was kind of looking a little bit more into this, there are so many different types of meditation. And I think then you can kind of pick and choose like what fits your style. But so I thought I'm going to run through it. There was like, I don't know, 7 to 10, something like that, different things. But one of them is mindfulness. And it's obviously just paying attention to your present moment. So not like letting all these different thoughts come in, being mindful of right now. Transcendental meditation, they use a lot of like mantra or words that they repeat over and over and over to kind of get into a certain state. There is cultivation, where it's more like it's a Buddhist type of meditation, sending affirmations and feelings. They focus on breath and repeating positive phrases. And then there's also guided meditation. So it's using imagery. So a lot of times they'll say, imagine yourself near a stream, or in this beautiful place, that sort of thing. I've actually done some of that because I needed guided for sure. I need somebody to tell me what to do. But then prayer is actually considered a meditation because you're connecting with a higher being. Movement meditation, which is yoga. So then there's something future visualization meditation, which is, thinking about where you want to be as part of like what it is now. So kind of imagining where you aren't really, but where you want to be. Gratitude meditation. Then this was interesting. This one's called forest bathing. It's a Japanese ritual where they absorb the forest atmosphere. I thought that was interesting. And then there's something called, yeah, I know, right? Become one with the forest. Yeah. And then body scan meditation, which I didn't read too much into that, but I just thought it was interesting because in my mind, I kept thinking I got to be quiet. I can't have any thoughts. I have to be like blank slate. And I really had a hard time with that. So I really like a guided meditation where even if it's just someone talking about listening to my own breathing or different parts of your body, relaxing different parts of your body, I think is nice. So I don't know, but I think too, it's been a little bit of a journey because I've heard different people's perspective on it. And I think, you take the one that works the best for you. But Abraham Hicks, she's kind of like, it doesn't matter how long you do it. You can do it for 10 minutes laying in your bed. So I was like, oh, I thought I had to be sitting up with my, in a upright position. And she's like, no, you can lay in your bed and you can do it for the first 10 minutes of the day. And I thought, wow, that's kind of eye-opening because I think it's just such a hard thing. If you have a busy brain, meditation is really difficult, I think. It's been always been hard for me. So I have a lot of crazy thoughts.
It's interesting when you talk about the different types of meditation. I'm trying to think back to when I first started meditating, which was, I don't know, before my mom passed, so probably 8 or 9 years ago. And I didn't really understand the purpose either. I just knew that quieting myself, trying to quiet my thoughts, having a space that was dedicated to calmness and peace, a space where I could go where I thought, okay, here's where I could get clarity. Yeah. These are moments that I'm allowing myself out of the day to actually sit alone and get away from my environment. That's just how I looked at meditation in the beginning. And it really worked as far as the point of life I was at. And then after my mom passed, meditation started to become really important to me. Like I started really diving into how can meditation help me? And that's when I started to realize when you're defining all these different types of meditation, it really is about somehow learning to stop the flow of negative thoughts or just stop the flow of information that your mind is going through, that sort of mouse wheel, right? It's learning to stop that, or at least recognize that it's happening. Yeah. And then when you sit by yourself and you know that there's a purpose of stopping that consistent hum, it really is important because you start to think to yourself, wow, I am rarely in control of my thoughts, which means I'm rarely in control of my emotions, right? Because thoughts produce emotions. And when I would think about very specific things, I'm thinking about, coming out of after my mom passed, there are certain things that I didn't want to think about over and over because they were producing very negative thoughts in my brain, and then which would produce negative results in my life. And I was living with that 24/7. And then meditation, when I started diving into what to do to help myself, it was the first step is just recognizing how many thoughts come in,
Right.
and not judging yourself for it. Just literally going, wow, okay, so I had that thought. And then I would anchor myself. I think you said it was called mindfulness, which I think is part of anchoring yourself to something. Like you're either I listen to my fish tank. So I have a spot in my bedroom and I listen to my fish tank. And when I find myself thinking about something else, I go back to my fish tank sound and put myself in the present. And the fact is, I find myself drifting all the time. But when I can anchor myself into the fish tank noise and into the present moment, it helps me. And to this day, I still drift, but it helps me realize, okay, these are just thoughts. I don't have to have an emotion from it, and I don't have to give a lot of energy to that thought. I can just let it go.
Right.
And I think for me, that's where meditation has helped the most, is being able to let go of thoughts so that I don't conjure up emotions that I don't want to have all day long.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember someone telling me that, those of us who have trouble meditating, or everybody says it's hard at the beginning, that someone said, you're building that muscle because you think, oh my gosh, I can't think other things, like I'm doing bad because I'm thinking other things. That's how you build that muscle is, you're going to think other things, but how many times can you come back? How many times can you come back? And that's with point. You, it's the fish tank. With me, it's a vision. Like I do better when I listen to this guy, Bob Proctor, and he does this meditation where he says, just envision like this force coming inside your head. And it's like this lavender energy. And all of this energy is coming in your body and it's going through your entire body. And so that helps me kind of focus because I can envision something.
Well, that's that full body scan you were talking about.
Right. And you just like, I envision it going through every part
healing
of my brain. And so that works for me better than I love silence. And I think none of us are in silence enough. And I think being silent is just very, very powerful as well. It has helped me
I totally
calm
agree
myself.
with that.
I think when I first started meditating, kind of like what Jen was saying, is I would, I'd be clear-minded and silent, and then thoughts would come into my head and I'd be like, I would keep trying to focus, but like you said, I guess I was building a muscle, but I just felt like I was failing. So I was like, well, I'm not good at this. Like I can't do it. So, I've tried several times in my life and I stopped, I stopped because I'm like, I just can't do it. And so I felt like sort of a failure, but I think now I'm realizing, like you said, it's kind of like doing a workout. It's like figuring out, you have to get better and better and better at it. And so, and it is very true. Like we're all going to have a little thought come in, just let it pass on through and then get back to your focus. And I think the more I've listened to people talk about it and things like that, it's helped me a little bit more with meditation. And there's some days where I feel like I have a really busy day and I don't really have time to really take like true time for meditation, but I will lay in bed maybe before bed and just sort of focus and just be quiet, right? Be mindful, whatever, right before bed. And I feel like that's good for me. So, cause I'm a racing thought person.
Me too. One of my favorite things to do to calm it, like you're talking about, Jana, is to try to find 5 sounds. So wherever I am, I try to find 5 separate sounds, and that tends to bring me into the present and kind of cuts me out of every other thing. Cause I'm looking, I hear the air conditioner. I hear the dog panting. I hear the bird outside, whatever. And that always brings me back to where I need to be.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And they talk about they talk about that specific practice of bringing yourself back into the present moment and stopping that nonstop, commentary in the brain. They talk about how that improves the brain functioning.
Yeah.
I mean, there are several studies about meditation now. It's far more prevalent than ever before. And just to kind of give you an idea, sorry, but I went on NIH like always, and they have one of these studies that says it's been observed that meditators show a larger volume of gray matter concentration in the right hippocampus. Am I saying that right? Because I know you girls. Hippocampus as compared to non-meditators. Interestingly enough, the connectivity of the same area is increased during the practice of meditation as well. So during practice as well as after practice, these people show a larger gray area matter. And then during the imagination of future events, so as you come through meditation and you're imagining positive future events, novel memory and new elements are learned and prospective memory is built. These findings suggest that meditation is, if constantly practiced, could be a candidate as a non-pharmacological intervention in pathologies characterized by alteration in the hippocampal areas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're showing massive, I mean, I see studies all the time showing massive benefits to meditation.
It's just taking control of your brain, right? It's taking control and you're the boss of it. Your thoughts and all these crazy thoughts are not the driver.
Yeah, they direct everything. It just triggered a memory of mine. My stepdad died of lung cancer, probably 8 to 10 years ago. And I remember when he was getting treatment, they told him to close his eyes and envision a mouse eating cheese, which was eating the cancer away. But it's just interesting because I do think even, our medical field does recognize that sort of thing is real and it's very effective. And it just tells you how powerful your brain is.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So when you said that,
and this is the whole idea about, and this is the whole perspective of holistic medicine, right? It's not just to take, pharmacological solutions, but to actually incorporate, like you just said, mind, body, and spirit. It's all about our psychological state of mind, our body, and what was the other one? Mind, body,
spirit.
Yeah. But it is interesting with prayer as well, right? I mean, I talk about this with my sister-in-law because she wakes up every morning and prays, and I think it's so beautiful. She has time alone, and oftentimes she said when she is in prayer, she's not asking for anything. Yeah. She's not speaking. She's just quiet. And that is beautiful because to me, that is meditation. Yeah. So I love that aspect of prayer. It's so... to me, when I define it like that, or I imagine her sitting in her morning and me sitting in my morning in two separate places with two separate backgrounds and philosophies, but the same concept of connectivity. Yeah. And Augie must have an itch. Does he have a tick?
You see me, I'm like
scratching.
You're like, you put a bell on him. What do you expect?
Sorry.
Little Augie.
That's great. I love it. He hears all this and he loves it. He's feeling good. Yeah. It's itching him. He's like, I'm itching to do some meditation.
Yes, I hear you. Yes.
Get me out of here. I want to go meditate in my doghouse. Get me out of here.
That's right.
Anyway, that's great. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, gals.
That's awesome. What a good conversation. I would be curious. Do you think meditation is becoming more popular, or is it just because we're learning about it? I think it's more popular.
I feel like it's way more popular. I mean, I think you hear about a lot more, even like yoga studios or meditation, or I don't know. There's just seems people need it. I think people need it more than ever. So
more than ever, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I would say it helps a lot that physicians, neuroscientists are doing massive studies, especially like neuroplasticity and things. Yes. And they literally are scanning brains to find out that meditation helps and what are the benefits. So I think once that happened, once people were investing in research, and doctors have been talking about meditation and yoga to their not customers. What do you call
Patients.
those? Jana, is that your dog?
It's my granddaughter. Oh, yeah.
I love this.
Nice.
Meditation has woken up the world.
Apparently, these are all the distractions you're going to have in life, and this is why you need to meditate.
And then what do
Just
we do?
Tune
We just
out
come
all
right
the
back.
extra. That's right. We're focused here. We're focused here. It doesn't matter
This
what's happening over here.
This is perfect for all of us, the viewers and everybody. Just focus in.
Focus.
Bring yourself back into the podcast.
Forget all the
hear
extra
Haya
distractions.
The Haya
Forget
girls.
the dog and the granddog.
You're feeling
Dog.
very sleepy.
Yes. Haya girls are your life.
All right, girls.
All right.
Okay, so what's our golden nugget? Meditation is good. Do it all the time.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great one. It's a good takeaway. Give it a try anyway.
Hey,
See
man.
how you
Give
feel.
it a try. Let us know in the comments if you guys meditate.
Yeah, and
'Cause I
how
would
you
love to know
meditate.
if our listeners.
Yeah.
I bet our listeners meditate.
I
I'm gonna
bet
put
they
a
do
bet
too.
on it. I'm gonna put.
I
a
bet
bet
they do. And I would say one of the main things from today, one of the main nuggets is what Jana was talking about. There's it's a diverse topic. It's a diverse theme. There's many ways to do it. So don't get stuck on somebody telling you, I do it this way, or I focus on an anchor, or I do visualization, or I do, full body. It doesn't matter. If you're sitting for 15 or 20 minutes in a space that you love and you're feeling calm and you feel peaceful and you've been able to replace thoughts that are about the day in a to-do list or worrisome, you've actually had success in replacing one of those thoughts with something where you're centered on your heart. You can replace it with joy or love or peace or calm. You've had a successful meditation day.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter
sure.
if it's a 2 minutes out of the 15. If you've been able to replace that thought, you've done an amazing job.
Yeah.
So, and there's many methods to do that. So I would say, I would highly encourage everybody to do it if you're not doing it. And if you're doing it, yeah, like you say, Jen,
Yeah.
tell us about
Tell
it.
us about it.
Let
right.
us know.
All right.
Thanks for
We
listening.
love you guys. Yeah, we appreciate
right.
you listening and following along, and
Yep.
you're on the journey with
Yep.
us. Let's do
Let's
it.
right.
do it. We'll
Have-
see you next week.
Have a,
See you next
have
week.
a great week. Bye.
Sending you vibes, all good vibes.